The entire YouTube algorithm is based on two simple metrics. And if you get these right, your video will be pushed to millions of people. But if you get them wrong or you neglect them, your video will flop, no matter how great your idea or editing may be. So if you're creating content to grow your business or personal brand or for any other type of goal, and you don't want all the time and effort that you put into your videos to go in vain, you should pay great attention to what I'm about to explain. Because just in a few minutes, if you watch until the end, you'll be able to reverse engineer the YouTube algorithm so that it works for you. Throughout the past decade, I've been helping create online video content on multiple platforms. And throughout this time, I became more knowledgeable as to how these platforms work, and especially YouTube. So if you're interested in such topics, subscribe now and let me give you the full picture. So to reverse engineer the algorithm of any platform, you should start from its end goal. Now think with me, what would be the end goal of a platform like YouTube? I think you've guessed it right. The goal of YouTube is to basically make more money, because at the end of the day, YouTube is a platform that's owned by Google, which has over 180,000 employees. And just like any other business, it must generate revenue. And the way YouTube does that is mainly through advertising and showing ads. You should know that the YouTube business model is one of audience aggregation, meaning it amasses a huge audience on the platform, who are the viewers, and then sells access to this audience to businesses that want to promote their services or products. To make it easier to digest, I'll give you an example, and that is of a smartphone company. This smartphone company would pay YouTube to market its latest released smartphone by showing its ads on videos that their potential customers might watch, such as phone review videos. Now, YouTube would be making even more money from these companies if it shows more ads to more people. And naturally, YouTube would only be able to show more ads if viewers spend more time on the platform. So this is actually the main goal of YouTube, to make its users, aka viewers, spend more time on the platform. And in order to accomplish that, it prioritizes two main metrics, which we will now dive into, starting from the first one, click-through rate. Click-through rate, also known as CTR, is basically the percentage of people who click a video when they see it. So whenever you upload a video, YouTube will organically show it to people that it thinks are interested in your video. And if a high percentage of these people click your video and watch it, it signals the algorithm to push the video even more. Because now that your video has a high click-through rate, it means that there's a high likelihood of more people clicking it and watching it. And the more people that click and watch your video, the more people are staying on YouTube, which, as I mentioned, is the main goal. And that's why YouTube absolutely loves this metric. So whenever a video thumbnail is shown on YouTube, either it be on the homepage, subscriptions feed, search results, suggestions, or anywhere else, it counts as an impression. And whenever someone actually clicks the video, YouTube tracks it too. And click-through rate is basically the percentage of clicks to impressions that your video has gotten. So if you upload a video and within a day it gets 1,000 impressions and 50 clicks, your video click-through rate would be 5%. Now, when it comes to the ideal click-through rate to have, there isn't really one-size-fits-all data. However, I've personally heard Google employees mentioning that 5% is the go-to number. So if your video's click-through rate is 5% or more, you're probably well off. And you can check a video's click-through rate on the video's analytics page under the Reach tab. Now, you're probably thinking, what should I do to improve my video's click-through rate? Well, think with me. What is it that the users are presented with when they get to decide to click or ignore your videos? It is the packaging of the video, isn't it? And that consists of two main elements, the title and the thumbnail. You improve these two and you will improve your click-through rate. Great titles and great thumbnails work together hand in hand to give a clear idea of what the video is about, while also sparking the viewer's curiosity to click the video to see more. So your video titles and thumbnails should be clear enough to give an accurate idea of what the video is about and to attract the right audience who are interested in your topic, while also leaving enough room for their minds to wander and entice them to click and watch your video. Now let's go over some practical steps that you can take in order to improve your video titles and thumbnails and eventually increase your CTR. So when it comes to the thumbnail, you should put great effort into making it look nice enough to create a great first impression with the viewer. However, apart from just making it aesthetically pleasing, you should also incorporate high contrast colors and tones so that it attracts the viewer's attention. Because remember, your thumbnail is competing with tens, if not hundreds, of other thumbnails that the user could click. So incorporating and using high contrast is a factor that will work for you to attract their attention and to actually click on your video. Now, in my humble opinion, well-designed thumbnails should also create curiosity gaps. And you can do this by using visuals that actually raise a question within the viewer's mind. So think of using shaded or blurred areas within your thumbnail, or pointing arrows, or using 1 to 3 words long phrases. So as an example, you can look at this video's thumbnail and you can see that the phrase "just two things" actually raises a question within the viewer's mind, which is, what are those two things, that entices them to click and learn. So one technique that has been used since the time YouTube was developed up until now and is still effective is to incorporate a facial expression on the thumbnail. Now, the psychology behind this is that our minds are programmed to draw our attention towards faces. That's basically how we work. And when you incorporate the facial expression on your thumbnail, it will draw the viewer's attention towards your thumbnail. But the main thing here is to use only one facial expression that sends only one clear emotion, be it joy, sadness, frustration, or anything else. And this actually leads us to our next point, which is to have only one focal point on your thumbnail. So you shouldn't clutter your thumbnail with too many main elements, such as faces, facial expressions, or text. No, you should have one of those that sends a clear message with your thumbnail. Because if you clutter it with too many, it will confuse the viewer, and confused people don't take action. And that's exactly what you're here to do. You're here to entice the viewer to take action and click your video. Now, when it comes to the title, it should complement the thumbnail and not just repeat it. Because now that the thumbnail has attracted the viewer's attention, they will next read the title to know what the video is actually about. So the title should send a clear idea of what the video is about, which is the promise that you will be delivering on in the video. You should state that within your title. Also, just like you don't clutter your thumbnail with too many elements, you should keep your title as short and concise as possible. Keep it below 60 characters and make sure to also mention the main topic and idea of the video within the first few words of the title and not the middle or the last, because this will increase the chances of your target audience reading those words and clicking on the video to watch. And it is also better for search engine optimization or SEO. Also, whenever you upload a video and you sense within few hours to few days that the video is underperforming, you should experiment with changing the video's title and especially its thumbnail, as this has proven to work wonders in terms of attracting new attention of the people who don't know about your video yet. But once you implement those techniques and improve your title and thumbnail and optimize them for clicks, your click-through rate will start rising, which will signal YouTube to promote your video and show it to even more people who might be interested in it. But now that you know what click-through rate is, why it matters, and how to improve it, let's do the same for the second very decisive metric, which is watch time. Before we dive into this metric, if you're an online business owner, coach, consultant, or service provider thinking that it's finally about time to double down on video content for your online business to grow in terms of getting more qualified leads, generating more sales and profit, if that's you, you're at the right place at the right time, because I help people like you achieve all those goals through strategic video content. So if you're interested, book a free 30-minute call with me from the link at the top of the description box, and I'll show you specifically how you can leverage video content for your online business to thrive in the online world, saving you all the time that you'd be wasting trying to figure it all out by yourself. So if you're interested, click the link at the top of the description box and talk to you soon. Now, let's say that you dialed in and came up with a fantastic title and thumbnail that actually got you a decent CTR. But if everyone who clicks your video only watches it for a few seconds, that'll immediately signal the YouTube algorithm to stop pushing your video, because clearly you're losing the viewer's attention and interest quickly. That's why you shouldn't only focus on click-through rate, but you must optimize your videos for watch time as well, which is basically the total amount of time that viewers spend watching a video. So if you upload a 10-minute long video and it gets 60 views, and each of the 60 viewers watch the entire thing, which doesn't normally happen, but just for example's sake, so that would be 10 minutes times 60 full views, which amounts to 600 minutes, which is equivalent to 10 hours. So the watch time for that video would be 10 hours. So that was a basic example of how to calculate watch time. And the reason this metric is so important for YouTube is that the better you craft your videos and the more the viewers are satisfied, the more you retain their attention and keep them watching. And the more time viewers spend on your video, the more time they're staying on the platform and the more opportunity YouTube is getting to show them more ads and make more money, just like I mentioned before. That is why when creators make better videos, YouTube is incentivized to promote those videos, which if you think about it, is a win for everyone. Watch time is a huge reason why you shouldn't use clickbaits in your titles and thumbnails. Because even if those clickbaits get you loads of views in the beginning, those viewers, once they find out that you can't satisfy them and you aren't delivering on the title and thumbnails promise, they will bounce, meaning they will stop watching your video and go watch something else that's actually good. And once the YouTube algorithm senses that, it will stop promoting your video, which will lead to your video flopping and your channel will be negatively affected. And also it will build trust issues with your target audience. And if you're a business owner, it will also lead to the loss of trust with your potential customers. So you will basically be losing at the game of life just to get some views. However, a video with a high CTR and watch time will activate the YouTube snowball effect, leading it to progressive, unstoppable growth. You can check any video's watch time on the Videos Analytics page under the Overview tab. You can also check the retention curve, which is a graph that shows how many viewers are still watching your video at each point in its timeline. Notice that the first 10 to 30 seconds of each video are the most decisive. If viewers feel engaged by then, they'll probably continue watching the rest of the video. However, the 30 seconds mark is also where most viewers bounce, unless you're implementing the right techniques and strategies. And by the way, if you are a content creator, you should be paying extra attention to watch time, because once your channel has 1,000 subscribers and an overall watch time of 4,000 hours, you can apply for your channel to get monetized. And YouTube will basically be paying you a share of the revenue they're making from ads shown in your videos. Fair play. So as you can see, YouTube is designed to reward videos that hold the viewer's attention. And in order to do that, you will need to implement crucial techniques and strategies such as pattern interrupts, click confirmation, and most importantly, having a great script structure. And I've explained all these important concepts and much more in depth in this video. Watch it now and you will be able to craft your own killer videos.